last few days of employment, and I'm actually pretty excited. I thought I would come on here and maybe express some of the feelings that I was having because it's a different feeling. I've been unemployed before. It didn't feel this way. I felt nervous. I felt um, sometimes hopeless, but this time around it feels almost satisfying. It feels kind of like things are falling into place, falling the way that they should fall for this particular season in my life. I learned so much from this previous position, and I also learned the path that I probably want to take going forward in any career that I have. I learned the inner workings of how we're not solving problems in our cities and states and governments um, because of my personal beliefs. I can't say this is how it works everywhere or why it's not working everywhere, but I have my thoughts, which I can dig into at a later date once I am actually finally unemployed. But I am just, I keep thinking elated in my mind, but I'm not elated because there was so many things that I did love about this job. Um, and it, in the end, it ended up a different situation than what it started off. But I'm almost relieved that I'm going to be unemployed for a little while so I can get myself together so that I can regroup. But it's almost relieving, almost refreshing to have at least a little while off work. I know I can't speak for everybody that that happens to, um, but it's so much I want to say. But I do have to wait till I'm actually unemployed to say some things that I want to say. I did learn from this experience because throughout this experience, I was tasked with um, community safety for the youth. And I learned so much about kids and so much about what they need and how we're not meeting the needs for them. And that is now my passion and how I want to proceed in the life that I'm living, and especially in the climate that we're having now. It's so important to me that we understand what kids really want and we allow them the opportunity to speak up for themselves because I don't think they get enough of that. I met the most wonderful kids that I would love to offer them a voice, but sometimes you just can't. Um, I don't know. It's heartbreaking because I won't get that interaction with them again and to implement some of the things that I know that they want, um, and to be that voice for them. But it's also relieving in my own personal life that they made that impact on me to move forward with such positivity and how our future is with children and how we can see them as such an asset. As much as people act like, this day and age children aren't reading and they're not comprehending, and we can't act like it's their fault. We can't act like children did this to themselves because we are the people that set up the curriculum for these children. We are the people that make sure that they have comprehension while they're in schools. And I heard so many voices from the children on why they feel like the school system is not working for them. Hello, everyone that's saying hello in the Ruby and the comments. How are you? But that's something that I'm very passionate about right now is the voice that we need to give our children in order for them to succeed going forward. And I don't know, do you all have thoughts about that? Do you all have thoughts about the current state of, comprehension and reading and schooling for children? Do you all have comprehension, excuse me, not comprehension. Do you all have thoughts about, the current state that our government and our education system is in? I really, really would love to share so much more about what I've learned. But again, it's the last couple of days that I have on the current position that I have at work, and I don't want to um, divulge too much of the things that, thank you for the like, Ruby. Um, Too much of the things that I do know and that I have learned. But give me a couple of days, come back, and I'll be happy to share those things with you. But children are such an asset, and this job has taught me that uh, sometimes cities throw money at situations that just need attention, just need engagement. Money is always a great thing. Please don't don't get it wrong. But I did a couple of months ago in October of last year end up going to a conference called Cities United. If you've never heard of it, if you've never been there, it's a bunch of cities come together, a bunch of organizations within cities that work with youth and to fight crime, help fight against crime in those cities. And they share with other groups on how they had crime intervention in their cities and how they work to get the youth involved within their cities. I learned so many ways to interact with the youth and also find ways to intervene without throwing money at a problem that actually just needs you to pay attention to it. It was moving. I would love to say so much more, but again, I'll be back after July 1st to talk more about some of the things that I've learned and some of the things that I want to share that I can't exactly share today. But I'd love to hear from any of you on what your thoughts are about the youth in the current state that they're in their education right now, and also their safety. I live in a state and also deal with a city that there are a lot of youth shootings, a lot of youth violence, and um, unfortunately, sometimes we feel like, I can't say some things, but sometimes people feel like the way that we can prevent that is throwing money at an issue. And children have a whole different perception of what they can do and how adults can help them stop um, the violence that's happening in their schools. And violence for them does not always mean gun violence. Violence for them does not always mean fights. Violence sometimes for them can mean sexual assault, relationship violence, things of the sort. Um, but it's so much to discuss. Please subscribe, please follow. And again, I'll be back on July 1st, after July 1st, to discuss further about what my thoughts are when I don't have the constrictions on um, what I have to say. So, again, thanks. I can't see your name, Mont. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate you. And everybody else, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. But I'll be back after July 1st. Please subscribe so you can get notification when I'm back online so we can have a more in depth discussion about our youth in the current state of where they are today. Thank you.